Okay, wake up, guys. Hey, how's everybody doing today? It's wonderful to see you. Wonderful to be around you. Wonderful that you guys keep subscribing and keep commenting and keep coming on the channel. So apparently you guys really like what we're doing. We really love what we're doing, so that's why we're going to continue to do it. I believe we'll probably do it even if we wasn't getting these great comments and all these responses. We'll still be doing it. So it's a little chilly day where we're at today, man. We got some snow on the ground, and woo! You don't want to know how I feel about snow. How I feel about snow is I love warmth. That's how we'll do it. You don't supposed to focus on what you don't like. You're supposed to focus on what you do like the catalog we talked about earlier. So I'm gonna tell you, I love warmth. So today, we come together and we just had a show about distractions. And I believe you guys understood a lot about distractions from the comments that we received. And now today, I think we need to start focusing on some of the things that we've been speaking about in our videos, and that is writing your story. Because from distraction, you have to get to a focus. And I believe the focus is you. You know what I mean? That's that selfishness that they tell you not to be, that we told you you should be. You should be focused on self sometime in your life. Well, focusing on self is always, it's not always easy to everybody. And so what we want to do is we want to introduce to you writing your own story. So being that said, I want to start with some of my boys here and let them tell you a little bit about how they see writing your story.
I'll kick it off. Okay, to me, and I always try to take a little deep twist to it because that's just my spin on things. To me, who you are or who you think you are is a story. You keep telling yourself a story constantly in your head because without that story, you're just awareness. You are always telling yourself a story. Even as I sit here with these two gentlemen, I'm creating my version of them in my head because I'm looking at them and depicting what I know of them, and I'm formulating an image based on that. But that story isn't who they are because I can't capture who they are. What they are is just essence, energy. It's all a story. It's always a story. Always. And to the degree that you bring that story into the moment will be the degree that you feel expansive or restricted. A lot of people are telling a real restricted story to themselves based on past events, based on, what they got from society, whatever. So what I feel about writing your own story is consciously coming to the now moment, and that's if you don't like the story you're already telling. If you're already got a good story and you're rolling with it, keep telling that story because it's working for you. This is for the people who maybe not getting, wondering, why can't I get where I want to be in life? Why can't I have this? It's all about the story you're telling yourself, people. So if you find yourself in a less than, great environment or a less than great situation in life, start consciously right now, come to this moment and imagine a blank piece of paper in front of you. Forget what has happened and write what you want now to be and live that as if it is currently happening. If you want to be, a sports player, if you want to be a musician, live now as if you already are that person because you are. And the only thing telling you you're not is a story that you're telling yourself. So to me, writing your story is all about telling things the way you want it to be and not how it quote unquote is. Because, like I said, the only reason it is the way it is because of the story you keep telling yourself. So it's almost like, and this might sound a little wild, it's almost like you have to ignore the current reality you have if that's not the one you want. Because when you give your attention to that, you perpetuate that and you keep it going and you keep it flowing. So you have to kind of, keep your field of vision internally. You can't get lost in the outside world because sometimes that gets you backtracking when you wake up and you're like, how am I going to get where I need to go? I have this and this. And that starts you on a negative spin because now you're looking at all the things you don't have or all the reasons it can't work. So to me, writing your story is all about telling things the way you want them to be and not how they may appear in reality. It might look like you don't got no money, but don't focus on that. Quit looking at your bank account. Quit focusing on the fact that you lack money because when you say that to yourself, you keep getting situations where that lack of money will come into situations. So pretty much writing your own story is all about being what you say you want to be now and not waiting for outside circumstances to come in so that you can do that. Just be who you want to be now because you are that person. There's nothing stopping you but you. You already are that person. So write that story.
That's right. Real quick, I just want to get to a couple of jewels that he dropped that I want to make sure you guys caught him, because I know he's my verbal king over here, and sometimes maybe you didn't catch it. But the reason why we're coming now with this story is because when we came with catalog, we wanted you guys to understand the things that you wanted in your life. And see, that led up to what Swoo just said to you, that when you write your story, you can't write a story that has shit in it that you don't really want in it. Only write it of what you want. So that's why we had to bring you to that understanding of being able to decide on what you wanted in your life so that we can get you to this experience, okay?
I just want to say, basically, the easiest way to maybe find what is your story is everybody's got, something they're going to do, or a few things that they do that just, that's what they do. I really don't know how to break it down any simpler than that, because it's whatever it is that you do that makes time really have no meaning. It's not even about doing it for the money, but you can take whatever that is and turn it into money, because usually the stuff that we're really good at, we just have people come up and admire us and compliment us on it, and we're like, oh, I just threw that together, or oh, I just did whatever. And that stuff has really supreme value, because not everybody can do everything that everybody else can. So taking that also is anybody that you may admire, like that's on TV or in film or in music, they went and just did that. I mean, nobody just came out of the womb and was like whoever, it takes time, but you just have to just go do that. And that's pretty much the best way I can put it right now. And just do what you do, whatever that is. A lot of those things, sometimes we, don't stick with them at first. It might just be some fleeting thing. You're like, oh, I like to do that, but, I got wrapped up in the rest of reality, whatever that is. But take some time, like Swoo said, out of your day, and just blank it out and try to go back to what it is that you just do naturally. And it doesn't matter what it is, and take that and propel it to a better spot. And you guys pretty much covered most of it.
That's it.
So
yeah, you're right.
We got it. We good.
I'm gonna put a little I'm putting a little bit of a workbook shift to this, okay? So Swoo explained what we're getting ready to do in an example, okay? I want to be the example here. I'm gonna show you an example through my own testimony of my life and how I've done this already story writing thing for myself, and it has worked, okay? Because a lot of this stuff, man, if it don't really work and we're telling you to do it, then it's bullcrap. I'm getting ready to tell you how it worked to get me where I am right now. I'm going to tell you a really short story of it. This is how I tell a lot of people. From that first day you want to write your story, put on the pants of whoever you want to be, okay? What I did is I put on the pants of a photographer. Never had really shot photographer. I never was a photographer at all. I didn't really shoot a lot of pictures. I love visual orientated stuff, so I was interested in that, and it was a little passion for me, but I had never done it. So what I did is I put on these photography pants. I said, what does a photographer do? Okay, well, I just tried to make up a little list on what I think a photographer do. I didn't even look into it. I just thought, this sounds cool to me. So I found some pretty girls that we all know pretty girls, and so I found some pretty girls, got them up, told them, let's shoot some pictures of you. This is like pro bono, free stuff. They're like, cool. They like to be in front of the camera. So I started shooting pictures. I started getting lights. I started putting stuff in places where I just thought it might be cool at. Took a picture, didn't like it, or I did like it. I went from there. Next time I did it, did the same thing. And every day I started trying to live as a photographer. Not as just the regular Darrell Carter, the creator, but as a photographer, Darrell Carter. So I started just recreating my life every day. To now it started manifesting me to get more cameras. It started manifesting for me to get things that I'm like, wow, how did I get this? Or this dude seen this work and was like, hey dude, I got an extra light from back there. And I mean, life just started getting really sweet on manifesting this photography in my life. And every day I wrote a bigger story of what I wanted to do more, who I wanted to start shooting. Now I want to shoot sports. Now I want to do this. Now I want to do that. And every day I added more to my story about my photographer. One day, when I found out when I really paid attention, because see, I was having so much fun, I really wasn't paying attention to my progress. Somebody was like, dude, you are a hell of a photographer. I'm like, yeah, I guess you're right. And then this one lady was like, hey, are you a photographer? I heard you're a photographer. And guess what? There was nothing I could say but yes, because I had got to the point where I was a photographer. And I only got there by writing a story of me being a photographer and faking it till I made it. And now I made it. So it's really cool on how easy writing this story is. You just have to focus on what you want and expand that story as often as you can. That's exactly how we are doing these videos now. Me and Swoop came up with a conclusion one day that, man, we want to do these videos on real air. You know what I mean? He gonna be more than just an artist. I'm gonna be more than just a creator. We're gonna combine our skills together and be teachers and learners at the same time with shooting videos for you guys. And one day I was like, hey dude, I got everything it takes to freaking shoot these videos. Why aren't we shooting these videos right now? We're like, hey, let's do this. And look, we're on our 20th video,
Yeah, we are.
I don't even know how far we are, but we've been there and we've been getting up every day to come here, and it's just been a great journey so far. I mean, I love every bit of it. But we wrote that story, guys.
Yeah.
We wrote it. We sat down, and every day after we shot one, we thought about what we was gonna do tomorrow, and it's gonna be great. And it turned out being great the next day, and then the next day, and the next day, and the next day, and now we're here. So it's really easy to write this story, guys. We just need to start, get those distractions out the way, because distractions take you away from focusing on what you want and getting to your story. So now that we got distractions out the way, or we're getting them out the way, we got to start writing this story, period. And what I want you to know real quick, if you write down something today and you want to refine it tomorrow and change it, remember, you always can change it. You can even change it after you've done it. Like, we can sit here and say, you know, that really wasn't all that good. We should try something else. You know, we should do this. And then if we go to our mindset that we really didn't even shoot the bad video today, or not a bad video, but we didn't shoot what we wasn't trying to obtain today, let's shoot that tomorrow. We already shot it tomorrow by refining it in our mind. So you can revise the story anytime you want to. It could be over and you can still revise it.
Yeah.
You know, so we got to remember that writing a story is the easy part, guys. It's really the fun part. It's the part that keeps you on your journey. That's why when you see people who have become famous and done some really great stuff in their life, that's why they never stop. Because it ain't fun to stop. It's fun to keep going. That's why they always tell you never look back. Who got a song, Looking in My Rearview Mirror? He broke his rearview mirror, so he never has to look back again. Because looking back is not fun at all. Because now you're looking back on things that you don't even want to really even put in your world anymore. I want to put this new stuff that I'm getting every day. And that's why you get bigger and bigger. Period.
Yeah.
So, I mean, we just want to hit you with a brief. You know what I mean? If anybody got any conclusions or any summaries.
I mean, for me to sum it up, guys, it all comes into, internal reflection constantly. Because if you're wrapped up in what's going on outside of you and you don't like that, like I said, if you like what's going on outside of you, obviously put your attention on it. Keep perpetuating. You want more of that. But if you're in lack, if you're in poverty, if you're in sickness, stop giving your attention to it and look within. I mean, we've seen greats down the line. Muhammad Ali, you know, I'm the greatest. I said that before I knew I was. He wrote that story. He could have sat around and said, I could probably be a good boxer. No, I'm the greatest. And look, I'm talking about him right now.
Yeah,
I wouldn't have known him if he didn't say he was the greatest. Muhammad Ali. That's a quote from him. I'm the greatest. I said that before I knew I was. Like, that is what the epitome of writing your story is, people. It's understanding who can tell you you ain't something but you. I don't care what you say, I'm not. I am that. Yes. And you can't tell me otherwise. Because the only reason you're telling me otherwise is because you ain't in your story. If you were wrapped up in your story, you wouldn't be worried about my story. You know? Right. I'm telling my story over here. I'm great.
That's right.
You can be great too. You are great. And
yes.
That's what this is about. You have so much greatness within you guys, and it's almost unexplainable. So what we're trying to do is just point to that. You know, we're pointing to the truth, and it's up to you what happens after that. We're just trying to point and give you insight so that you can expand, because that's what we need. We need expansive, critical thinking people in this day and age, and that's what this is all about. So write that story, people. Write that story that you want and not what you've been getting or what you have had, you know?
That's right. Right.
Yeah, make it the best one. Don't limit yourself. Don't put any limits on it. Your story is your story.
Erase your limits.
Yes, it's flawless. No struggle.
Yeah.
Life isn't made for struggle. We place that struggle on ourselves. Life is made to be beautiful. I mean, obviously you'll have challenges. That's what it is. It's a challenge. It's not a struggle.
No.
So
making you stronger.
Yeah.
All day.
So that's what it is, people. Write your story and write it the way you want it to be, not the way your parents or society or anybody else. Listen to that inner voice. It will not lead you astray. I promise you that. And I speak from experience. I haven't gone without in forever because I write the story of knowing I'm abundant. Anytime my mind drifts off to, well, what if nope, it's going to work out, it's going to be great, and it always is. Like, I have examples of stuff where I thought stuff was going to go bad, and I said, nope, I'm going to rewrite that. Boom, it worked. It works. It's flawless, people. So
because you are the I am guy.
Yes.
Yep.
You're the creator.
Yep. And you guys send us in any videos. I want to see some dirty hands from all the cartwheels you're doing.
Yeah.
Because you're loving life so much, man. Because I keep my hands dirty as often as I can because I'm trying to do as many cartwheels as I can. I just don't want to like my life. I want to love my life. So love it. Wake and entertainment, baby.
Yes. Have a beautiful day, guys. Don't forget to subscribe.
That's right. Love
Peace.
you.